happy Friday to you. It is the DC Sports Show coming to you live as we tape this. Yeah, so let's get right into it. AFC, NFC title game. We have our Super Bowl matchup. It is going to be the Giants and the Patriots. The rematch, Super Bowl 46. It's going to be next week in Indianapolis. Hey, I told you to bet on the Ravens that they'd cover, and they did. I told you the Patriots would win the game, though, and they did. I also told you to take the Giants and the under, and look what happened, kids. If you bet with me, you filled your pockets. This one, the AFC title game, how did the Ravens not win that game, man? I'm going to put this out there right now. I am apologizing to Joe Flacco. He stepped up when it mattered. He played a good game. He outplayed Tom Brady. He did what you needed to do to win. Yes, he threw an interception, but the reason they lost is not because of Joe Flacco, and that's what I thought was going to happen, and it wasn't anything on him. I think a couple plays for the Ravens cost them the game. There was late in the fourth quarter, the 3rd and 3, they ran that delayed counter, whatever that was. I don't even know what that was. It was an awful play. And instead of 3rd and short or first down, they're at 4th and 6. They don't have their shit together. They don't know if they want to go for it or kick the field goal. They put the offense on the field. They call the timeout. They kick it over. They go back on the field, and they don't get it. No points. They burn a timeout in the process. Everybody keeps dwelling on Lee Evans and Billy Cundiff, and I understand that. Lee Evans, the ball was in his hands, touchdown, blah, 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 Ravens are in the Super Bowl. Billy Cundiff, same thing, 32-yard field goal. You can't miss those, and you can't. It's not excusable, but it's not the kicker's fault they were in that situation in the first place. But, again, I don't usually blame kickers for stuff like that. If it's coming down to your kicker, you didn't do enough to win anyway. But the Ravens, they should be playing in the Super Bowl. That's plain and simple. But again, it's Bill Belichick. It's the hoodie. This guy's going for something special. So is Mr. Brady. They're going for 4, and that ices them as in the small conversation of the greatest of all time. Bill Walsh has 4, Chuck Noll has 4, and Belichick will have 4. Brady will join Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw with 4 if they win. And hey, that's what we like to compare things to these days. We don't even really like to look at stats anymore, even though I like to. I think people who think that Dan Marino isn't one of the 3 best quarterbacks of all time are nuts. But it comes down to trophies, and Brady and Belichick have a chance to get a 4th. They're gonna go up against the New York Giants. This game was exactly how I said it was going to be. Low scoring, ugly field position. And I said this may come down to special teams and turnovers. And what happened? 2 special teams turnovers by the Niners were the difference in the game. The Giants, for, I would say, the 2nd, 3rd, and beginning of the 4th quarter, looked absolutely inept on offense. They had no answers for the Niners' pass rush. Eli was under assault from, he had no time. Going into the 4th quarter, I was like, the Niners, I don't see the Niners losing this game. But then the fumbles. What that Williams guy was doing on the first punt. You've learned this in Pop Warner football, that when you go to field the punt and the ball bounces before you can catch it, you let it go, man. And the other one, he just muffed it. But that first one, yikes. Are you kidding me? But, bad days for the Harbaugh brothers. I mean, a couple plays go their way, and then this thing is the Harbaugh Bowl. But, I see San Francisco being legit for the foreseeable future. I mean, that defense is nasty. I mean, I'm an East Coast guy, so I don't see a lot of these NFC West games. But when I've seen them this year and what I saw of them in the playoffs, their defense is nasty. The Smith boys, Patrick Willis, their secondary's good. Carlos Rogers and those cast of characters. Their special teams, they have the best punter in the league, I think. They have David Akers, he doesn't miss. They got a good line. They got Frank Gore, all-pro running back. I think they need a little bit of an upgrade at receiver. And I still think that they need to do better than Alex Smith. Alex Smith is serviceable, but I think if they really want to make that step, they're going to have to upgrade their offense a little bit because they're not really that scary. They don't really make you want to piss your pants. You don't line up against the Niners and you're on defense and be like, oh man, here's Alex Smith and Michael Crabtree. They're going to throw the ball on us. But they do have Vernon Davis, and that guy is not blockable. He's not coverable. I mean, the Terpies, man, they were making some noise in the playoffs here. But yeah, so that's what we have. We're gonna have a rematch of Super Bowl 46, or a rematch of Super Bowl 42. It's gonna be a good one. We'll get into this later in the week, breaking this one down and picks and things like that. You gamblers out there, the line has moved. It's Friday. It is a Friday before the week of the Super Bowl, and we already have a line movement. That's pretty significant. We'll get into that in a couple minutes. Hopefully we'll get that in here this show. Line movement, the first week of Super Bowl week is kind of rare, and it moved off a big key number, which is 3. The Patriots were favored by 3. Now they're favored by 2.5. So the Giants getting a lot of love, and we'll kind of investigate that in a little bit. But I want to get to Maryland here. I want to get some things out about the Temple game and the Duke game. Wednesday night at Comcast was pretty awesome.